Just because you can eat bugs doesn't mean you ought to. I'm Bill Snodgrass, and that is the soundbite for this SNAPlife episode. My stepdaughter came home from college over this weekend, and there was a lot of conversation between her and her siblings. At some point, someone said you can eat something, and someone else said, well, you know, you can also eat bugs. And she said, just because you can eat bugs doesn't mean you should. I was like, yeah, that's absolutely true. I don't know where I would be. I don't know what circumstances I would be in where I thought, yeah, I think I'll eat that cockroach. That looks good. I don't know what that would be. But the fact that you could eat, and I don't know if you can eat cockroaches, and if you're watching this video and you decide to eat a cockroach and something terrible happens, that's on you. I'm saying don't eat cockroaches. Just putting that out there. And someone's gonna reply and say, well, you know, you can't. Anyway, all of that's gonna happen, but that's all right. The point is, there are a lot of things that are possible that shouldn't be done. There's a line in the original Jurassic Park that I think it's Jeff Goldblum who says, so they had extracted the DNA from the mosquitoes they had found trapped in amber, and the mosquitoes, and they cloned dinosaurs. And he looks at them and he goes, I'm not sure if this was a good idea. And he said, the famous lines, he said, you spent more time trying to figure out if you could rather than thinking about whether you should. Could you do it? Should you do it? Are completely different questions. In counseling, when shoulds emerge in counseling, there is it's kind of a red flag warning signal goes up, and the counselors, we need to look at that should and figure out where that comes from. There are people who live by these irrational shoulds, and you begin to look at where that comes from, and inevitably you're digging into their values and their assumptions about life, their values and their assumptions, and sometimes those values and assumptions are irrational, leading to an irrational should. Bringing that back to eating bugs or anything that you may be thinking about doing, those values and assumptions about life should direct you to the shoulds. And if you're thinking about doing something, you need to compare what it is that you're thinking about doing to your values and assumptions about life. Could you do it or should you do it are entirely different questions. There's a lot of things that could be done that your values and your morals and your ethics would say, don't do this thing. And so that brings us back to the soundbite. We're gonna let eating bugs represent that wide range of anything that could be a consideration, something that you're thinking about doing, changing jobs or whatever it is. Does it fit with your life expectations? Does it fit with your value system? And does it fit with your moral and your ethical underpinning? If all of those things are not in line with one another, then that thing that you could do might be a thing you shouldn't do. Think about that. I'm Bill Snodgrass. That's it for this SNAPlife episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, sign up for notifications, leave me a comment, question, or a suggestion. If you are watching the video, description to the podcast down in the description, the links to the podcast. If you're listening to the podcast, jump over to youtube.com/Bill Snodgrass for more inspirational and motivational videos. See ya in the next one.